Hello, everybody. Happy Thursday. Today, I'm so excited to be with you to share some beautiful brand new products that are going to make it easy for you to create beautiful handmade cards. My name is Lori DeGroot from Lorita Marie Crafts, and I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I'd love to come live every Thursday at 12 p.m. Mountain Time so I can give you fun tips, techniques, and inspiration to help you take your awesome paper crafting supplies and turn them into beautiful and completed projects so you can have fun while you're crafting and then share your creations with others. Yes, so today I'm going to be using something that is brand spanking new from Stampin' Up! Called their online exclusives. So I'll explain all this in a minute, but we're going to be using some pieces from the Hello Irresistible suite, which is so lovely. And you've probably, if you follow any other Stampin' Up! Demonstrators or you're looking online or whatever, you will have seen samples, because if you there has been a pre-order for the last month, and so some demonstrators have their hands on some new products, and I don't think I've seen any card that I didn't just love with this bundle of products, which is why I wanted to share it, because you are going to love it too. Before I get to our card making, I just wanted to tell you about my current class. So my goal is always to get you crafting, right? I want you to have fun while you're being creative and to be able to make some handmade cards yourself. And so right now I am having a Stamp-A-Stack, a birthday themed Stamp-A-Stack. So it is open for registration right now until next Thursday. And you've got a couple options. So if you live in Calgary, I'm going to have a local class where you can come and we can craft together, and you're going to walk away with as many cards as you want to make. There's 8, 12, or 16 that you can make. I've got 4 designs here I'll show you in a second. And if you don't live locally, or you were unable to make it that day, you can order the class the same, and I will prep it all for you and ship it out to you as well. So I've done a Christmas Stamp-A-Stack, and they're so much fun, and so I hope that you will sign up and come and be creative with me. And what I wanted to do was to create birthday cards that would be fun for a few different circumstances, okay? So I'm going to show you the cards. So here's the first one. So pretty. So you got to have some floral ones, and the Hues of Happiness is so pretty. Then we've got a masculine card here for the men in your life. And I've got another floral one here with the tulips. I've really wanted to get into spring. You know, Calgary spring takes forever to come, like forever. And we just seem like we keep shoveling snow. So we're going to pretend that it's spring with all these lovely cards. And then one that I thought you could tweak, and it could be for kids, or it's just fun and vibrant and bold colors. And so we need cards for the kids in our life too. So there's 4 great options for you. I will be posting a link to the class and getting it on my website today so that you can see all the details. So I hope that you sign up for that. And yes, let's get to the brand new product. So I'm going to put you down to my desk here, and I'm going to try to put you to my desk. There we go. Raise your hands or put in the comments there if you have seen anything from the Hello Irresistible suite of products yet. Let me know. So Stampin' Up! Is doing something called online exclusives, which just means that they are not tied to a catalog, period. So they're going to release, starting about 3 times a year, they're going to release new products, and some they'll buy more and there'll be continuous inventory. Some might just be while supplies last. And it just gives you another option to kind of go on and peek at a few things. So let's show you. So this is the bundle called Irresistible Blooms. And so you have this amazing stamp set. I mean, look at those flowers. They are so, so pretty. And the font on the sentiments is like one of my favorites that I've seen. It's so lovely. So that's what we're going to be using today. And then it has coordinating dies. So let's show you the dies. Just move that out of the way there. And so you can see, actually, I'm going to bring that back. You can see here that we've got the outlines for the leaves and the flowers, of course. And then we've got detailed leaves. We even have this itty bitty one that matches. A couple small leaves, some detailed ones, so you can build up your flowers. And then we've got these 2 fun shapes. Now let me show you these cut out. I'm actually not going to be using these on my cards today, but I definitely did want to show you what they look like cut out so that you can see them. So let's just grab this here. So here's the circle one. And here is what it looks like cut out. So fun, right? And you can snip it off of the base if you want and just have the circles, but it looks really pretty in that kind of frame look. So that's that one. And then there's this really fun kind of vertical one. And so I've cut this out here so that you can see it there. So sometimes you just need a visual of how it looks. And so you can layer this up. You can cut out multiples and create a background for your card. You could snip it in half. I mean, you could cut out the individual bits. So cute. So much fun. So let's get to our cards for, oh, the paper. Now I have to show you the paper. So I don't have all the things because I've been using it. So this is the Hello Irresistible Designer Series Paper. And I've got to tell you, it has got 3 of my most favorite colors in it. And one color is something that you may recognize from the past, a blast from the past that might be coming back. So it is so pretty. Look at this paper. So you can see we've got leaves here. We're going to be using this one today. We've got backgrounds. We've got flowers. Look at that. So pretty. And some here that you can just cut and use the whole thing in your card. So it kind of looks like it's embossed, but it's just white. And then some more leaves. So the colors are, let me show you the other side too. The colors are Soft Sea Foam and then Pretty Peacock. So Pretty Peacock is one of my favorite in colors from the past. And Stampin' Up just announced yesterday that there's going to be a color refresh. There's going to be brand new colors, and I'm so excited. So I'm crossing my fingers. I mean, this is a little hint, but let's hope that that means that Pretty Peacock is coming in as a regular color that we can use all the time. I'm so excited about it. So yeah, Soft Sea Foam, Pretty Peacock, Daffodil Delight, and then Flirty Flamingo. So pretty colors. So let's get to our first card here. And what I wanted to show you on this first card, let's see here, is we're going to make our own flowers. But what you can do is we're going to recreate this look. So you've got this paper that comes in the paper sack, and then it has the dies, just grab them here, that coordinate. Okay, so you can, once you figure out how it goes, there's that one. And there's that one. And so you can cut the flowers right out of the DSP, which is always awesome. And that makes for easy crafting, right? You're just going to easily layer that up. If you run out or you want to create different colors, I'm going to show you how we're going to stamp our own today. So let's go ahead and make our flowers first, and then we're going to build up our card. So I'm going to start with the lighter tones. So Stampin' Up colors look lovely together. And so Daffodil Delight is the color in the DSP, and so Saffron is a good like lighter base to go with, and then Flirty Flamingo, Petal Pink will be a great base for that. So what we're going to do first is grab our stamp set, and we are going to make we are going to heat emboss our flowers here. So we're going to do the big one in pink. And we're going to do the small one in yellow. So I'm going to show you some embossing today. So here's my little embossing tray. It's got everything that we need. So you need a Versamark. They're out of stock at the moment, but they're going to be coming back in. Don't you worry. And then there's an embossing buddy, which just you can rub on your cardstock. And all that means is it kind of creates, what's the word I want? It helps resist the powder from going where you don't want it. I can get my words out today. I can do this. Okay. And then I've got white embossing powder, and then I've got my tray to dump in to make for easy cleanup. So we're going to go ahead and ink up the pink one here. Okay. And then you just dump a little excess, shake it off, give it a tap, and we're going to heat set it in a second, but I'll do both at the same time. Okay, so then we're going to do the yellow one. Let's get that. And we'll dump it over. And then we've got that. And then you've got that little spout so you can clean up easily. And you want to get that lid on your Versamark so that you don't dry it out. And you don't want to spill your embossing powder everywhere. So let's just move that out of the way. And then we're going to need a heat tool. Put it to number 2, and then we're going to set our embossing powder. So it just takes a second to get going. And then once it warms up, it goes fairly quickly there. We'll just get it going. And so if you're doing multiples, you can get them all ready to go and heat set them all at the same time. There we go. So I'm a huge fan of embossing because it looks fancy, but it's not really that hard to do. So that's kind of the perk of it. Now we're going to add a little depth to our flowers by using ink pads and our blending brushes. And so I've used the lighter tones. So now I'm going to use Daffodil Delight and Flirty Flamingo. So you're just going to put your blending brush, kind of a circular motion in your ink pad, and then you're just going to rub it right onto your flower. And so it's just kind of giving a little depth to our flower. So that's that one. And then we're going to do the same with the Flirty Flamingo. And I might go on the outside of the petals on this one. I don't know if that was shaking everything up. And then you can rub this back off. So if you feel like it's colored the beautiful white embossing that you just did, right? You can just grab a Kleenex or a paper towel and you can just rub that ink right back off and to get your bright white back. So fun. Now we're going to cut these out. So I'm showing you the whole process today. Actually, I'm going to make this a little smaller. Okay, so just going to grab my mini machine here. Open it up. Got my base plate and my cutting mat. And you're just going to like stagger them a little bit. And grab your cardstock and your die. And figure out which way it goes. And you can always use washi tape or Post-it note to hold this in place if it's moving around on you. Okay, and then I'm gonna put the other plate on top and I'm gonna stagger it again. So you can kind of see 1, 2, 3, it's a little staggered. And then I'm just gonna move my paper here. It's going to pull through, because it's not going to pull through because I'm telling you it's going to pull through. So with your mini machine, there's nothing wrong with it if you've got to take a few times to get it to pull. Here, sorry, I'm just going to having issues. It moved on me. See, I should have used the Post-it note. It's okay. It's going to work still. Okay, so what I wanted to say is the machine is calibrated perfectly and nice and tight so that it's cutting out everything really, really well. So that's why sometimes you're having a little bit of trouble maybe to push it through. So it just takes a little practice and getting used to, and then you're going to have no problems with it. I'm going to turn this over. not that though. And then we're going to put this on. And then run it through. Okay, so hopefully that made sense. Okay, so now we've got our flowers. They look so pretty. So, like I said, you could also, this is just a different technique, but you can cut them right out of the DSP, which is awesome, right? So now let's build up our card. So let's see here. We've got a soft seafoam card base, which is 5.5 by 8.5, and then we're going to score it in half with our scoring blade here on our paper trimmer at 4 1/4. And then we need a couple pieces of DSP. So I'm going to use this pretty background here, and I'm going to cut 1.5 inches by 4. Then we're going to use this pretty paper here. And this one I'm going to cut to 4 first. Save that strip for another project. And then cut it to 3.5. And then I'm going to cheat a little bit. And I'm going to use Pretty Peacock cardstock. So like I said, Pretty Peacock was an in color a few years ago and one of my favorites. And I still had some cardstock. So let's just cross our fingers that this means Pretty Peacock is coming back for good. And then you can buy the cardstock too. So it's going to be 4 inches by 1/2 inch. And I think that's all the trimming we need to do. So let's layer this up. So I'm just going to use seal, and then we'll put this one on. We'll put on the next one. Apparently I put it on kind of crooked. You'll put it on better than I just did, right? There we go. We can do this. And then I'm going to cover up that seam with my piece of cardstock. There, so that looks really pretty. And then we're going to build up our flowers. So we also need some leaves. And so we're going to use this pretty paper, and we're just going to go ahead and cut these out. And I should have, you know what? Give me a second here. Because this is too wide to fit into the mini, I'm just going to snip around the ones that I want. You can also cut out these itty bitty ones with the dies too. Then we're going to bring this back, and we got lots of fun cutting today. So put this back on, and then that's going to cut that out perfect, and that's going to cut that out perfect. Sorry, I got like shaky hands today. Then we're going to close it up with that, run it through. There we go. Easy. And then the little mini fits on your desk so well. Just close that up, get out of the way. And then we've got our leaves. So let's now put this all together. So I'm going to put dimensionals on the back of this guy first. I always got to find my, oh, sorry for my arm in the camera there. Find my sheet of dimensionals. Now the trick is not to lose it now that I have it on my desk. Did you see my post earlier this week? I was like, crafting supplies is like a continuous scavenger hunt looking for what you just had in your hand. Oh my word, so funny. That is exactly what crafting is like. It's like, didn't I just have that 1 second ago? Where did it go? That happens to me so many times. Did I do that backwards? Yeah, I did that backwards. I'm having all sorts of issues today. I'm putting the dimensional on the right side just so I can layer these up together like this. And then we've got our little leaves. So I've got the little 2-leaf here, which I'm going to put one dimensional on. And then it's going to tuck. Let's see. Let's tuck it kind of like that. And then this one I'm going to just use my seal with. And I'm going to like tuck it back there. Looks so good. And then we're just going to do a simple sentiment because we've already cut out lots of things. So let's get our Flirty Flamingo. And I'm going to use this one here. I couldn't be happier to have you as my friend. That's a good sentiment because then inside it could be a thank you. It could just be a hello card. It could be birthday card. It could be for anything. So just going to, and I'm just going to cut that out to size. And I might even trim this a little bit more. You could use your paper trimmer to get it a little more straight than what I have. And then I just kind of need one dimensional at the end. And I'm going to use some seal on the other side. And then we'll just put it there. So pretty, right? I'm telling you, you cannot make a bad card with these products. But however you make your little flower arrangement or whatever you do, it's going to come together so, so lovely. And then there are frosted dots that come in this suite. And I actually just saw they're already on low inventory. So they must be popular. So if the frosted dots are on your wish list, be sure you grab them soon. And actually, I'm going to put a link up to the online store, and then you can see what all the fun new online exclusives are, including the frosted dots. And they come in, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure they come in Pretty Peacock, Flirty Flamingo, and then Daffodil Delight. I don't have them yet, and so you can just go through your craft supplies and grab something in coordinating colors. And I have these milky adhesive dots here from the mini catalog, and I'm just going to use these. Because it's kind of, I should have used my take your pick tool. Okay, so these got good colors in it as well. Oh, looks good. The frosted dots are not adhesive backed, so you will have to add a little glue dot or glue behind them to attach them. And here is our first card. Irresistible. It's like perfectly named this suite. All right, let's get to our second card. So I've got another fun card to share with you. And this time I'm going to make it a tall card. So I've cut this 4 1/4 by 11, right? So a sheet cut in half at 4 1/4. And then we need to score it in half at 5 1/2. And then I need a piece of soft sea foam, and it's going to be 3 3/4 by 5 1/4. Need that. And I'm going to cut out some leaves. So I'm going to trim this. Then we're going to want a piece of DSP. So I've got this pretty one here. And I'm just going to trim a bit off the bottom. It's 3 inches. It's going to be 3 inches by 5 1/4. And then we need 2 strips of Flirty Flamingo. And they are just 1/2 inch by 5 inches. So these are all our pieces here. So we can go ahead and put all these on, and then we're going to do our fun sentiments in there. So I've got these strips because I just want a little hint of the Flirty Flamingo to peek out. And so it's going to tie into our sentiment. So when you're bringing in a third color into your card, right? So I've got the pretty peacock and the soft sea foam. You want to make sure it connects to your card and doesn't look a little out of place. So our sentiment is going to bring in that flirty flamingo again. Okay, and then we're going to put this onto our soft sea foam. And now we can go ahead and put this onto our card front. All right, so that is going to be the base of our card. And now we need our little mini again for two different things, actually. Just deciding what order I want to go in here. So let's stamp our sentiment first. So I've got some flirty flamingo. I'm going to use the thank you. And then I'm going to show you a fun little thing to try with it. So I feel like maybe I should have done this ahead of time so you didn't have to watch me emboss for a second time, but you're getting a good embossing lesson here. So same thing. Going to stamp it in the Versamark. Then we're going to grab our embossing powder. I forgot to use the embossing buddy. I'm pretty sure I do that half the time. You can flick it on the back to get a little excess off. And then we're going to heat set this again. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, so that's all done. The white always looks awesome on cardstock. And then, is this too fat? No, it might just fit. So then what we're going to do is, instead of using a label die, so this set of dies does not have a label die, right? Well, what if we used the flower as the label die? I think that's so fun. It's going to fit. Look how cute that is. I did this on a card on my blog last week, and I was like, why don't I do this all the time? It looks so cute. Oh, so it's a great way. Oh, this paper. To create your own little label with a fun shape. And it moved on me, sorry. But isn't that so cute? So much fun. So just adds a little visual interest to that. And now we're going to cut out some leaves. So I just wanted to show you like all the fun things that this die set will do. And so I'm going to use soft sea foam and run it through. These are the 3 detailed leaves. So 1, 2, 3. Yeah, and they just look pretty with the little details cut out there. So they'll just fall out. If there's still some in there, just kind of rub them and they just fall out. They're all perfectly cut through. All right, let's finish off our card here. So we're going to grab some linen thread and, 12, 13 inches, somewhere in there. And if it's really curly, I just use my fingernail to straighten it out a bit. And then we're just going to randomly wrap it up so it looks a little messy. And then I'm going to just stick it on the back like that. So it's going to kind of peek through once we get it all on. Then we're going to grab our leaves and put them on glue dots. So we'll just go ahead and put them all on a glue dot on the front there. Okay. Then we'll grab our sentiment and we're going to put one on this side, and then we're going to put two on this side. I'm holding that so you can see it. Okay, and then we're going to put our dimensionals on the back, which I have not lost. Yes. Okay, I got that a little messier than I wanted, but it's going to work. There's no mistakes in crafting, right? And then we're going to center that in the middle. And then we're going to add maybe some more dots. One, two, three. I always add some gems. Score that so it's nice and tight. Clean off my surface here. And there is our second card. So fun. Like I said, so this paper is so beautiful. Let me bring back the first card that we made today. So I hope that you'll try some of these ideas out, whether that's to you can emboss on cardstock, add a little depth with your blending brushes and make your own flowers, or you can cut the images right out of the DSP. You can use the flower as a label for your sentiment, and you're going to have a lot of fun pairing these colors together for sure. It's so pretty. So let's come back to me for a second here. So thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Sometimes it feels a little flustery. I don't know, I feel a little flustered today. So thanks for hanging out with me today and making these cards. And the online store is open for these online exclusives, and you're going to find even more products in this bundle. There's embossing folders and punches and some other great things in there. And if you're looking to make some birthday cards, so you have a little collection of birthday cards ready to go for the year, you're definitely going to want to sign up for my birthday stamp a stack. So you can always head to my website, or I will be putting the information here on my Facebook page briefly. Yes, so that's all for this week. I will be back next week with some fun spring themed projects because I am ready for spring to come. So thanks so much, and I will see you guys next week. Bye-bye.